Hi all, in this video we'll try to learn 10 Blender video editing shortcuts. So I've already created two videos, part 1 and part 2 of Blender video editing shortcuts. So if you want, right, I'll place the link in the description so you can go through them as well. So let's begin. So in this video, right, the first shortcut which we'll be learning is, right, suppose you have done cuts to your clips and you have removed unwanted content, and then suppose I have a clip here, I've done 3 cuts here and then removed the unwanted content from the clip, and then it looks like it's divided, right? So I want to combine them in one clip or one group. I want to group them all. So what this shortcut is useful in this scenario. So what is the shortcut is, select all the clips and type Control G. So Control G is the shortcut. So if you see, right, it grouped all the clip into one clip. It is very useful. Suppose you have lots of cut and you're dealing with that, and then you want to combine all of them and make it one, and then you want to work in other clips, right? This is very useful. So you can combine them. To undo, right, to suppose if you don't want some more edit, you want to do it for that particular clip, but you how to ungroup, right? So ungroup is like what you have to type Control Alt G. So if you type Control Alt G, right, so it will again ungroup that particular stuff. Quickly, I'll just show you one more time. Whatever clips you want to merge, right? So suppose I want only this content to be, this particular clips to be combined, then what I'll type, select this and then type Control G. So it makes sure that it combines only this particular clip. So if you want to ungroup, right, so what you have to type, Control Alt and G. This is sometimes tab also works. Suppose I'll just show you, selecting once and type Control G, so it combines entire clip, and then if I type tab, right, it undoes that. But what I've seen once with tab, right, suppose you have multiple other clips, so it by default, right, it ungroups and removes all the other clips are present. So the drawback which I have seen. The next shortcut, right, which we'll be learning is, right, moving the playhead to 0 or starting up the preview range. Suppose I have not set any preview range here, so by default it starts with 0 second, right, and then your playhead is somewhere here, and then you want to move this playhead to this 0 second if you have not set preview range. I'll talk both. So if you set preview range and how it behaves. So here it is here playhead, so I want to move it to 0. The shortcut is shift and left arrow you have to type. So if you see it moved to the 0th position. So let me just put it here, and then if I try to type again, right, shift and left arrow, so it goes to 0 second. This is when you don't set any preview range. Suppose I want to set preview range, I'll set preview range here, and then I'll type P, and then suppose I'll select this is the preview range. So my starting point is here, okay, at this second, and then it ends here, preview range. In this scenario, right, how it behaves, right, if I type again shift and then left arrow mark, right, it goes to this particular second. So because my preview range is here, that's how wherever your preview range is set, right, it goes there. So let me just again undo the preview range. I'm typing Alt P, and then I'll set again preview range, typing P, and then I'll set only this much content of preview range. So if I type shift and then left arrow mark, so it goes here because preview range starts here. So this is how I can do it. And then let me just remove preview range, and we'll talk about next shortcut. Next shortcut is nothing but moving the pointer to end or end of the preview range. So by default, right, blend, as you know, right, the end frame is set to 250 seconds. So if I don't set preview range, right, then you want to move your playhead to particular end of the preview range is, so what you have to do, shift and right click. So if you see, right, it goes here. So 250 seconds comes here, so it goes here. So suppose I have set preview range, so my preview range is somewhere starts here and then ends here, this particular second. So it is more than 250 frames. So this time, right, what I will do, shift and then right arrow mark goes to the end of the preview range. So because my preview range is ending here in this scenario. The next shortcut, right, which we'll be learning is removing the gaps in the video. Suppose I have some gap here and then I have some gap here. So this is the gap, right, and my playhead is here. So I want to remove this gap. Okay, I don't want to just select and drag like this. Okay, so what you can do is, right, just type backspace. So if I type backspace, right, if you see the gap which was there, right, it automatically went off. This gap, right, if I type again, this also will goes off. So this is how backspace can be used removing the gap. I'll just redo and show you one more time. So here, this is the gap and this is the gap. I want to remove it. So what you can do, you just click backspace once, it goes off, and then if I type again, right, this also will goes off. So I've typed again. So this is how, this is very useful shortcut. The next shortcut, right, which you'll be learning is how to mute the selected clip. Okay, so I'll just play this video. So if you see, right, we can hear the sound of water. So I want to mute that, right? What you can do is select that clip and then type H. H is nothing but it mutes. So let me just play it and show you. So if you see, right, now there is no audio coming there. The next shortcut, right, for unmuting the particular clip which was muted, right? So what you have to do, you have to select that particular clip and type Alt H. So if you see it, highlights, and then if I play, right, again audio comes back. So this is how it is very useful. So for mute you have to type H, and for unmute you have to type Alt H. The next shortcut, right, which is very useful when you have multiple clips in your editing window and then you want to mute them all, and then you want to just focus on one particular clip. So this is very useful in this scenario. So what is the shortcut is it? Suppose I want only this clip to be played and all the other clips should be on the mute. So what is the shortcut is, right? For that, Shift H. Let me type that, Shift H. So if you see it, all the other it went off and then only this particular clip is highlighted. And if I play it, if you see, only that particular clip is getting played. So all the other clips in a mute state. So the next shortcut, right, to unmute all the clips but not the selected one, right? I've selected this clip and then I want to unmute all these clips. So, what is the shortcut is, right? Shift Alt H. If you see it, it comes back again. The shortcut is Shift Alt H. So let me just play you and just show you one more time. Let me see it. It is all the video. The next shortcut, right, which we'll be learning is that suppose you are editing video clips and then you know where some of the points or some of the locations I need to do later changes, or maybe need some more editing onto that or redefine that particular section. You know there are 2-3 points and then you want to easily identify it, right? So this shortcut will be very useful in that scenario. So what is the shortcut? It's adding a marker. So suppose on this particular second, right, or this particular frame I need later to be modified, or something needs to be cut, or some audio needs to be changed here. So what I can do is that just type M is to add a marker. If you see right here, F44, and then suppose I have here also one more section I need to take care later, then I can add one more marker here, and like this I can add multiple markers, so that in future, right, once you take care of other activities and then you have to look into these marker points and then just modify based on your needs. This is what I want to cover in this video, so I'll create another video with some more shortcuts. Thank you. Bye bye.